Hello, everybody. It's time for another streaming session. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and today I thought, hey, this is like a good moment to do one more. I got like an idea for working on Ray a little bit. And yeah, I thought, yeah, let's just go this up live. I aim to be finished in about an hour or something like that, so that we keep the time nice and tidy. Let's share my screen and go right in it. Share the screen. Oh, I got a slight hiccup here. I'm working on a new MacBook, and this is like the first time I'm going to share my screen via the browser. So I have to close up the browser and restart it. So I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Sorry about this. Hi again. Let's try sharing the screen now. Now that the necessary permissions have been given, let's tidy up the screen before I do that. It's this one, share. Okay, and you should all see my screen now. Yeah, that was the shortest stream ever, sorry. Okay, let's just go right into it and explain what I want to do. So we're going to work a little bit on Ray today, and I got a application where I got like all these little test cases for Ray, for all the features that Ray has. I have a command where I can easily just perform a certain functionality in Ray. Let me hide this one. Let me open up Ray itself. It opens on the other window. Here it is. And yeah, if you're not familiar with Ray yet, it's something that is between var, between using Xdebug and using var dumps when you're debugging something. So instead of when you use var dump, you are going to have your debug output in your console or in a browser. With Ray, everything for debugging gets displayed into this little window. And in a lot of cases, that helps you debug faster. So let me give you a little quick example. I'm going to execute this function, colors. We're going to have like a new screen in Ray. We have a message that's red, and we have another message that is blue. And if everything works, then you see these messages here. Now, what are we going to work a little bit on? We are going to work on getting these colors right for a different kind of message. So let me open it up. Which one are we going to use? Maybe the query one. So in the previous example, you've seen that a text, I can put like colors on here, like I can make this green. But some people have asked, hey, if we are going to display all of the queries, I want to give those queries a color too. And right now that doesn't work. Let's execute this so you can already see this. Oh, there's an error. Probably I have nothing seeded. So let's do that again without this update thing. Yeah, now you can see it. So our text here is green. our query is gray because we don't have specified color yet, but it also wouldn't work as it is right now. So let me make this blue. And here you can see the query is still gray and not blue. And we're going to tackle that problem. But for you to understand what needs to be done, you need to understand how this really works. So let me explain that. So how do we actually make this green? Because yeah, you'd have to ask yourself, when do we send something to Ray? Do we send something in the green function to Ray? Do we send something in this Ray part to Ray? Or how do we decide when things are being sent? Well, the answer is pretty simple. We send things to Ray always. This line will actually send two things to Ray. It will send an initial message with a text in it, and this returns an instance of Ray that is aware of where things have been displayed here. So this instance of Ray, it holds a UUID, and this line also holds a UUID. And if you call green on that instance, then it will use that UUID that we determined here to make this line green. So let me show you that so that you understand. So this returns an instance. And if we sleep here for maybe 5 seconds or something, and then we use that instance to make it blue in this case. Let's try it again. We get a new screen here, so everything gets cleared up. So here we are gray, and after 5 seconds, it should be blue, and it works. Now, why isn't this working? Why aren't my queries in the right color? Well, because if you do this Ray show queries, this will send nothing to Ray. What it will do is it will enable something that we call a watcher in Ray. And when that watcher sees a query, it will send the query to Ray. But the problem is that when that watcher sends something to Ray, it has no idea of which things have been added to the show queries. And that's like a kind of interesting problem that I want to solve. So yeah, let's try and do that. So I'm going to remove this. So I have a nice test case here, and I can see that this isn't blue. Let's make it green because I think that is a more prominent color. Okay, and let's switch to the Laravel Ray package. Now, if we take a look at the composer JSON of my little app here, then you can see, let me show it to you, that we use local repositories here. So I'm going to develop in my Laravel Ray package, but the changes will immediately be reflected here as the package is symlinked in the vendor directory. And this way I can just develop things and not and I'm not required to do composer update here the whole time to see the new changes. So let's close this one and open up the Ray one, Laravel Ray, like this. And let's maybe go to the app here. So how is my demo app called? Ray demo app. So the Ray demo app query. Yeah, and now I can control it from here, and I can just develop here as well. So let's take a look in Laravel Ray what we have here. So we have here show queries. And as you can see, we have a couple of other show kind of methods. And all of these things have the same kind of problem. If you can call show events and then a color, but the events won't be colorized because because the watcher doesn't have like a knowledge of what was called. Oh yeah, let's go to show queries. That's the one we are going to work with. And you can see here that we have that watcher here. So if show queries is being called, then we are going to get an instance of query watcher, which is, I think, set as a singleton. And we have here that handle watcher callable. So this whole implementation is in a separate function, and I think we can make this protected because it's not meant to be used from the outside world. And what it will do is it will enable the watcher. But if you gave it a callable, then we are going to remember if the watcher was already enabled. And if it was enabled, then we're not going to disable it. But if it wasn't enabled beforehand, then we're going to disable it. So you can give like a little closure in here, and then you can see, in this case, only the queries of that closure. But that's already like an implementation detail. So what we do now in show queries is we return an instance of self. So of this Ray instance. And I think we don't really want that because we want to know which calls are being performed on the rest of this chain. And I think we should maybe new up something here that we can give to the watcher, and that the watcher can see which calls have been made. I think. Let me check the comments while I'll think a little bit. Sounds like a laptop mic. Okay, let me check my microphone. Yeah, it's my laptop mic, sorry. This is probably much better. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. If there are any audio visual problems, let me know. I'll check again in a couple of minutes. Okay, so in order to make it work, we need to have like something that knows what was called. So let's maybe go back to show queries. So if we call Ray show queries and then blue, should have like a way to record that blue was called. And if I take a look at my query watcher here, then you can see here that we send the query to Ray, that happens here. And we should put like, we should call like blue on this instance that was created. So here we have array, and we should call blue on this one. So I think we should record those calls in some way. Let me think. Maybe we can have we could have like some dummy object where we just record all the calls on and give that to query watcher. Maybe that'll work. Let me create a new class. So in the source directory, of course, Ray. Maybe I'll come up with a better name. Ray proxy, something like that. We are going to record all calls. What's the problem here? Should have a body or abstract. Yeah, I'm still writing it. Call. Yeah. I guess it's method arguments. We are going to keep them protected. calls made, methods called. It's maybe a little more human. I recently added PHP 7.3 compatibility to Ray, so I can't type hint this. I should use a dog block. And here I can just add that to methods called, I guess. And let's just do compact that arguments like that. Or we record them. Okay, that's already good. Let's go to our query watcher and see what we, oh, not the query watcher, to Ray, see what we need to do here now. So show queries, it shouldn't return this instance, but it should return that proxy. And that proxy, it should be passed to the watcher. Maybe we can do that there. Okay. So we are going to do a new Ray proxy. Not like that, like this. A proxy. We won't return the Ray instance here, but we will return the Ray proxy. The Ray proxy should also be here, I guess. Callable null. I'll refactor this a little bit later. I'm now going to just see if I can get it working like this. So our Ray proxy. And let's make it nullable for now so that all the existing tests should pass, because there's like nothing extra needed for this function. Let's see if everything passes. This is the demo app. This is the package. What's this? One test failing. Yeah, it's because I didn't return that value. What's that? Yeah, that's this one. I think I can just remove this type int. This is just a an alias for this method, and now it's not returning itself anymore, but something else. I removed that here, so I should also remove that there. And call for tests. All the rest just stays working. That's good. Okay, let's see. Let's check the comments. Perfect. Hey, Nuno, welcome. Okay, let's maybe try to pause that proxy. So I got a proxy now, and now I should hand it to the watcher. I could just pass it in enable and do it there, but then enable has this proxy thing. You know what? I'll just create some dedicated methods for this, and we'll see if we can refactor it later. So here we can have set Ray proxy. I'm just going to go about it very verbose now. Yeah, set Ray proxy. I can do that here. Public function set Ray proxy. And here we have a Ray proxy. Ray proxy. Yeah. This Ray proxy is Ray proxy. Let's add it here. This is protected. It could also be null. Like that. We are going to return this. So here, this is, I haven't explained this properly, I think. what we're in here now is in like the abstract watcher class. So I've said that Laravel Array, it watches certain things, and I've only highlighted the query watcher now, but it watches a lot of things like caches, like events and something. And all those watcher classes, they extend the base watcher here. And what's on the base watcher is the enable methods and also the register method, which sets up like the event listeners for Laravel. So in this class, we are now adding those extra methods so that they are available in every watcher here. Okay, set ray proxy. I guess I should also have like a clear proxy for when the watcher gets disabled. Should we actually clear that proxy then? I think so, because you could have like multiple starts. I don't know if it's needed, but we'll see if the test. You know what? We'll just start without. We'll just start without. Is that good? Yeah, I think we can live without it. Okay, set ray proxy. What's the problem here? Missing a return type. This should be watcher, like that. Go back to Ray itself to see if we have Ray proxy here. See if all our tests are passing. Oh, they fail. Oh, let's do it again. Quite a lot of set Ray proxy. No given. Ray proxy, it's in some cases null, so we should only do this if there is a proxy, I guess. Ray proxy. Ray proxy. Not Ray proxy. What am I doing? Watcher. That, and I guess that makes all this green again. Yeah, that's good. We don't need to do anything else here. Okay. Let's go to Query Watcher. And now we should have like this Ray proxy here. Let's just type something that I wish worked. Wish that would work. So apply called methods on Ray, something like that. Now we'll try to make this work. So we're going to go to the Ray proxy. And I wish there was that method. So apply called methods. Like that. And it should get like an instance of Ray Laravel Ray. Now we are going to loop over those methods, right? For each, this method's called as methods called. Then we should call it on that Ray instance. Is that call user func? Is that like the funky way of doing it? Call user func array, I guess. My brain is just too small to remember this. Call user func. Here. Array, so the instance here, the method name there, and then the array with the arguments. Yeah, so this is what I need to have. call user-func array, and I want it on array called methods. Here I had a key of method and argument, so here I can have methods. And then as a second argument, I guess, it's called arguments. Yeah. I guess all this should still pass. They don't. Null given. Probably this should be instantiated. So I haven't written any dedicated test for this new functionality, but I like to once in a while just run the current test to see if everything that was working is still working, like that. Now it works, and I guess that what we need to do also, if the methods are applied, is that we need to make this array empty, so that next call on one of those show methods doesn't get applied on the next show method, if you know what I mean. I guess this is it. So we proxied all the calls to that instance of Ray that has sent the payload. So let's try it out. So in this terminal, I can perform that. And yeah, now our query is green. Isn't that fantastic? So let me go to the demo app again. Query command green, so I can make this blue as well. Yep, and now it's blue, so that works. Now, one thing that surprises me, but I'm quite happy with it, is that we still have auto completion on this, which is kind of weird. Because we're returning that proxy and there's like nothing on that proxy. Where's the proxy? It doesn't seem to have like the changes here. I think it's some kind of caching thing. I saw like a little indexing now, so let's see here what we got now. Queries. Yeah, this was what I expected. So that we only see like our applied called methods, and this is like not really user friendly, I guess, because nobody now knows that we can call green on this one. So we should fix that. Let's try it. How am I going to solve this? Am I just going to downright lie on that method? On Ray? I guess I could make it work if I just would say like, where's my show queries? Show queries here. If I just say like, hey, we are returning an instance of Ray here, I guess that would work, but it's like lying. I could also do that or here, Ray proxy. How am I going to lie here? I could also use like a mixin here, I guess. Mixin. It's less lying. See if that would work. Still this. Let me just do it here. Ray proxy. It has the mix in. No, maybe we should just lie here. This returns an instance of Ray. Let me just, yeah, we're getting some indexing problems. Let me just add it here. So in Ray, we are going to say, hey, this one returns without a complete. Yeah, now it does. This one returns Ray, not proxy Ray. The callable can be null. I want to keep these like that. And I hope that those changes are reflected here now as well. So this is in my app. Yeah, and now we have everything here because we lied. So yeah, this is pretty good. Let me try again with red. And now we have red as well. Okay, now we should add it to like the other functions. So let me do one more, and the rest I'll do just off screen because it isn't really interesting. Maybe let's do it with events. So here I should new up a new Ray proxy. Ray proxy. I should turn the Ray proxy and not have it here. And I can do it on like that. I need to remove the self methods like that. The tests of the package, they are still green. Let me try it in the demo application. So with my event command, so show events, and I want to have like the events red as well. Let's do event. Oh, this was not at the right position. Event. That the event is still gray, so I missed something. I think I forgot to do it in the watcher. So let's try to do it in the watcher. So here we have our instance of Ray that we used to send something to there. And we have this Ray proxy now, and we can apply the called methods to the instance that we just used. And now with any luck, it should be red. So that's good. We have here one that isn't red. Huh. Yeah. Okay, I got it. I think we shouldn't do this. Because otherwise only the first one is getting colored. So if I remove this and I on the application, if I do it again, then they should all be red. So that's good. Let's go back to the event command to test something else here. So if I show the events red, and then I do Ray stop showing events, and then I want to have this, remove this. I want to show it without a color. This should be red. This should be gray. I guess that this will also be red, so we need to fix that as well. So let's try it. I know it just works. That's pretty cool. It should be red as well. Yeah, and only the last one is green. So I guess that this is all working. Okay. We're 40 minutes in. It went a little bit quicker than I thought because the idea worked from the first go, I guess. The only thing that I need to do now is to adapt all these methods and maybe also write a test that works. So do I want to do that now? Yeah, I'm going to do that now. So we are going to test some things here. And how these tests work is they don't need the Ray application be running at all. What we do is, let me go to the base test here. Or where did I set this up? It's here. Yeah, so Ray sends things, or the Ray package sends things to the Ray application with an HTTP call. And what we do here is we have like a fake client that we are going to give to Ray. And in that fake client, we can record all sent requests and do some things to have like a nice format of that. So we are going to write another event test to make sure that works. And these tests, they aren't really how do I say it, fine-grained or something. We just want to see, like, is the right kind of payload being sent, or is the right amount of payloads being sent, and that already gives like a good indication that everything is working as we expected. So let's try it. So let's do the show events can be colorized, something like that. Maybe somebody can come up with a better name. So, and here we can do Ray show events like that. And here I can do, here I still have like my auto completion that isn't, I forgot to lie here. So I'm going to lie that we are returning Ray here. Show events, and we're going to make this one green maybe. And then we are going to send an event, my event. And then we're just going to see what's in the payloads client. Send payloads. What's the problem here? Not used anywhere. Yeah, I haven't used it. That's correct. Let's just simply DD it for now. Because there are weird things happening if you use Ray in Ray. Then you get in like infinite calls, recursive calls really fast. And by using DD here, I can avoid that. Events can be colorized. No tests executed. I mean, the demo app should be here. Okay, these things are being sent over to Ray, and we have, this is a little bit, tricky to test, I guess. We have the right amounts of payload. We sent the event first, and then we set the color, and that should be on the same UID. But in our tests, we use fake UID everywhere. So this doesn't 100% prove it. I wonder if there's like a way to just remove the fake UID for this test only, just to see that the UID is the same. Where would I have set that up here? Fake UID, yeah. This is like something optional. Let's just see what happens if I remove that, what gets sent then. No, you have like UID that is 6C. So yeah, here I could prove like, hey, we use like the same UID. That's like the test that I want to have. So I should remove the fake UID somehow. Let's see where it is used here. So it is being used in the parent constructor. Base ray. Here we are going to do something with UID. And you know what? UID is public, so we can just change it. Isn't that good? So let's try if we can do that. Say for this test that ray, the UID is nothing, and hopefully somewhere in the code there's like a UID being generated then. It's still fake UID. Let's go back. How is that UID? How do I get rid of it? Otherwise, what I can also do is just have like a different test where I don't set up like that fake UID. Ah, this is a static fake UID. And what happens then with the fake UID? Ah, yeah, if there's no fake UID, then we generate the UID. So I should use the static one. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so instead of using the thing here, we are going to fake UID. Just don't do anything here. Let's see if we get like a UID here. No, it's still fake UID. Damn it. Maybe null. Is just a long shot at this point. I'm executing the right function, right? Fake UID. Let's go back to the code, see what happens. So I'm back in Ray, fake UID, constructs. So the next time static fake UID is empty, we should regenerate this. If anybody sees like why I'm still getting fake UID here, I'm open for suggestions. Fake UID. You know what? While I think about this in the back of my mind, I'm already going to write like the assertion that I want to have passing. So what I want to have is like there are two payloads that should be sent. So I'm going to get the sent payloads is this client send payloads. This should be an assert count of 2, like that. Send payloads. I guess that already works. Yeah. And then what I also want to assert is that like those two UIDs should be the same. So the assert equals send payloads, the first payload, the UID should be the same as the one in the second. Send payloads 1 UID. That. I guess this test will already pass. Now I'm also going to say that assert not equals send payloads null UID. This shouldn't be fake UID because otherwise I'm not testing anything. So I'm going to specifically assert that as well. And right now it's still fake UID. And the test will pass if in my test case I didn't send that fake UID. Yeah, then it passes. But we should make it work without that fake UID. But what happens there? Set UID and static fake UID to null. Let's try it. I'm not thinking that it's that, but let's just try it. No, it's still... maybe I should use this instance. Ray UID. You know what? I'm going to get like a Ray instance here. On that Ray instance, I'm going to set UID to something else. And here I'm going to use that. Oh, it's still using the fake UID one. There are no suggestions. We try this for a couple of minutes, and otherwise we're going to call it quits. So in Ray, is Ray bound in the container in some way, maybe? Ray. Here are the watchers, put the watchers. Ray. Nah. Here we are in Ray. UID. Maybe I should like create like a new Ray instance myself. Let's try that. So Ray, create client. I have this client here, and then I'm not going to give a UID. And then I'm going to use it. Still got the fake one. Damn. Let's do another long shot. Fake UID. Nothing. Ah. Damn it. Yeah, I can't figure this out. I think the UID is generated in the constructor, so you have to pass null to the constructor. Yeah, but by using creates here, we are passing null to the constructor. So this is null. And if that is null, then we are going to use the fake UID one. And if that is null, we are going to use a new one. And maybe I should set this to null explicitly, not an empty string. No. Let's set this to something else to see what would happen. Whatever. Oh, it still stays fake UID, and I'm using my instance here, everywhere. We're getting in an hour. You know what? I'm going to call this quits for now. I'm going to finish this on my own. I'm going to adapt all the watchers, and I'll just tweet out what the solution was. I'll just make a separate PR for all the changes that I've done, and you'll see like the solution inside that PR. What I usually do when something stumps me is just go to something else, just do something else, and when I come back, sometimes the solution just springs in my mind. So yeah, I think that we are done for now. So thank you all for joining. I hope that you've enjoyed it, this little chat, and I'll see you in the next stream. Thanks all. Bye bye.